Alamos Gold has 3 mines under development in Turkey. Joining us now, John McCluskey, the CEO of Alamos Gold. Great to see you.
Absolutely. We've invested probably $100 million in Turkey over the last 9 years or so. We were very successful with exploration, so after an initial very modest investment, we ended up finding roughly 3 million ounces of gold there, where all the value added is. I would say that the approach we're taking is quite responsible. It's a very modest capital investment to get our first mine underway. Mm-hmm. We've only just permitted that mine for construction. We received the final permit a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I'd say an important thing to emphasize when you're in the mining business is you have to take a very, very long-term view. We've been there, think about it, since 2009, and we started on our first project in 2010. We won't see our first production until 2020, mm-hmm. and we've got about 15 years of production out in front of us from that point forward. So,
of course, you don't want to rejoice in Turkey's misfortune, I know, but the plunge in the currency makes it even cheaper to build stuff there, presumably.
True enough. I mean, when we did our feasibility study on Kirazlı'da, the first project we're developing, the currency rate we used was 2.9 lira to the dollar. That's going to have a fairly significant impact on our capital spending because something like 65% of our construction costs will be lira denominated. So that does benefit us to some extent. But on the other hand, you've got very, very high inflation. Mm-hmm. And to that extent, over time, that inflation will take some of that gain back. So we would rather see stability rather than volatility.
But how much of the payroll for that mine will be in lira? How much in US dollars?
All of it will be in lira.
Okay.
All of it will be in lira. We're not employing any expats whatsoever.
No expats?
No expats. And in fact, the mine itself will be contract mined. One thing that Turks do extraordinarily well, in fact, they're among the best in the world at, it's excavating and moving rock. You'll find very few countries in the world with their level of expertise and have all their own equipment. They manufacture their own equipment within Turkey.